Have you for your patience. I am in stormy Portland, Oregon, and we had some drama with the power lines. So happy to be here. Thank you for joining us. And I am so happy to be here today with Mark Good, the founder of AI Force and our collaborating partner on our AI course that's kicking off next week.
Yeah,
So
super
welcome.
happy to be here. Yep, super
Yeah.
excited to have this chat with you. And thanks for pushing through the storms and power outages just to get this going. I know you're probably feeling the pressure.
Oh, whoo, yes, I was
Deep
telling
breath.
Mark I was jumping over snow hills and tree branches trying to get to some power. So we're excited. This is a
We're on.
favorite topic for sure. And I'm going to go ahead and share a screen. We have some insight on a very recent report that was released that shows I think the value and why it's so important to take the time to really listen and consider what we're sharing today. So give me just one moment and I'll bring up here we go.
And
All right. Now, so what we want to be able to share is, again, the data in this report. So you may or may not be familiar with IDC, but it is a huge global organization it's a market intelligence firm, does a lot of big surveys and studies. So they have over 1,300 analysts worldwide. So this is really legitimate. We've been tracking this. They have done a number of them over the years. And I don't know about you, Mark, but every time I see one, I think, oh, it can't get any more exciting than this.
right. Well, it's always forward looking, right? And so what they do is they're doing the economic impact and trying to, define where we are today and then where we expect to go. So the future is always bright. It's always exciting, and AI just amplifies that. So this report specifically just happens to be one of what I think is probably the most important forward-looking reports over in time in our recent history.
It's, in terms of kind of career elements, and I know you and I spend a lot of time with individuals who are looking to either pivot their careers, enhance what they're doing, or even just kind of protect their careers at this point. This is why it's worth taking the time. And for those of us who maybe were a little less comfortable with some of the AI initiatives and what does it mean, how is it going to impact some of the very legitimate concerns, I think this sentence here says it all, that their economic impact was that Salesforce AI powered cloud solutions will generate another $948 billion in new revenues for customers. And it's just by 2028. That really isn't that far away. So these are big numbers.
Yeah, and Mark Benioff agrees with the IDC report. Months ago, he talked about sort of investing in the next decade of growth for Salesforce, and AI was it. That was the thing that he chose for his team, and that's what they're pushing. So it aligns perfectly with his vision and where Salesforce is headed. So with that, we all need to pay attention. Our jobs, our careers, our skill sets are going to shift based on where Salesforce focuses their attention for growth. So that's why this is important.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for all the customers, right, in any role that we're at across the ecosystem with customer base, consulting firms, partner companies, working at Salesforce, there's just no doubt that as organizations who adopt AI and AI strategies and the value of that and are getting the outcomes, the other competitors just have to follow suit or they will have a hard time staying in business. So I think the momentum and fuel is there for sure. Mark, maybe you could share a little bit about kind of what's happened really in such a short period of time, but even from Dreamforce to today. What are some of the changes and stories? What are you seeing in terms of what customers are talking about, asking about, and looking to you for?
Well, the biggest thing that's happened is Salesforce has continued building applications behind the scenes and slowly rolling out these Salesforce native AI capabilities on Service Cloud and Sales Cloud, moving into the chatbots. So now you can infuse generative AI into the Einstein chatbots. So these are the types of solutions that AI specialists are delivering to organizations, and consultancies are really leaning into heavily to deliver AI solutions for organizations. This is the trend that has occurred, that started even just prior to Dreamforce in late 23. But that just continues to accelerate. We expect more internal tool sets to come from Salesforce and become generally available in the spring and summer and fall this year. And so we're just going to continue seeing an acceleration of this. We're seeing a significant sort of focus from very specific key areas in the Salesforce ecosystem. That is with consultancies, ISVs. These are two really key areas that are investing time in learning artificial intelligence, deploying solutions for customers, and building applications that we as Salesforce professionals can use to deploy AI inside the org. That's where a bulk of the effort is happening right now. And so you may not see, if you're working inside of an organization and maybe they have an AI strategy, maybe they don't, maybe there's not too much going on from an AI standpoint inside your organization yet. It's coming. There's a lot of momentum building in the ecosystem, and it is snowballing towards us. And so that's what I'm seeing heavily. A lot of companies are looking for that AI deployment, and it's taking a lot of time to get there. And so
Mm.
we have this sort of this golden window that I see where us as professionals get the opportunity to learn, skill up, and be the ones to deliver some of those AI solutions for our organizations. And that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm finding it so interesting because, and I'm sure you probably have a similar experience of, when if you're willing to kind of jump in and learn and explore and get certified and, do some of these things, it seems so normal now to me, all this, what's possible, what's coming. I'm shocked how many times I'm having conversations where I'll say something just in normal conversation about, oh, I did this with ChatGPT, and they'll say, I saw that something about that on the news. What is it? And it just shocks me because we really are so early, and you have a chance to be in your organization where most people are not going to be really knowledgeable about AI initiatives. There's going to be a variety of feelings, just like in the past, right? Of different technologies. Sometimes I feel like this is so exciting. I forget that along the way, companies have really struggled with many initiatives, including having Salesforce, right?
Hmm.
I want my spreadsheet. Don't take away my Excel spreadsheet. But we really do have a chance to stand out and be a leader in our organizations and be willing to, grow and learn. But some of the very unique things. So part of the collaborative course that Supermoms and AI Force has, we have 10 weeks, and we've had different global experts come in and share some insight about projects that they're working on that are, it's private. They can't talk about it publicly, but it's so exciting to see some of the things that aren't in the future. Like they're building them now. And one of the items that really excited me, and I'm hoping you might share something that stood out to you, companies that do campaigns, that process is so expensive in terms of advertising and marketing. So you tend to see, like, my background's in insurance, and I swear if you took the top 11 insurance companies, you could find the same images in their marketing campaigns somewhere of the same people. And you might have, okay, we're gonna really make sure that we are marketing to the Hispanic community, right? And you'll have like that one picture that isn't culturally appropriate anyway, or the language, it's so expensive and time consuming. Well, there is, Salesforce purchased a company and is rolling out in some of the projects that they're working on where you can take one campaign. So let's say you did a really incredible campaign to the Hispanic community in a particular market, and the images, the writing, it could be in Spanish. And now that AI technology can take that same campaign and use generative AI and create a Russian family in Russian, So you could go global or even really hyper localized. Here in Oregon, we have the Russian communities, right? And that you don't have to have this huge budget anymore. And smaller, more nimble companies, it's even an option where it was impossible before. So that's one that I was surprised to hear that that's already possible
Yeah.
in here.
Yes.
So
No. That's a perfect example. And I think it's what's so great about that is it's only one small example. That's one single application of artificial intelligence. And this is the thing that most companies struggle with is there's so much you can do with it. But the more you niche down into a specific project or a specific use case, the more likely you are to actually deliver it and use it well and get good results from it. So that's our job as professionals. We have to learn what are these use cases that we can deploy AI for. What are the hurdles that we're going to run into as we do that? And then niche down to the right example for our particular organization, and then deploy it. And while it might not seem some big I deployed AI for our entire organization. Now everybody uses it and it does everything for us. That's like the ideal state. No, that's not what we're going for here. We're going for very specific use cases, such as case deflection. So cases coming into the organization, how can we use AI, um, either directly with our customers or with some sort of human in the loop to do case deflection so that our customer service reps who are on the phone with customers can talk about important issues and not be tied up in the smaller details. That's something that an AI can handle for us and give that information to customers for us. Like, these are the very specific use cases we have to learn. And like you said, that the 10-week approach, um, with guests coming on and talking about actual use cases out and deployed with organizations it's perfect. It's exactly what we need to go through to learn what these are and how to where to lean in to learn the right skills to deploy those. One of the best use cases, the most important use cases that I see is AI within a flow, and that's why we have that so embedded in the training. You, it's another one of those where once you learn it and you learn how to do it, the use cases open up to you, and now you can go back to your organization and find out where you have flows set up or where you should have flows set up, and start using AI to take care of tasks, to help automate tasks that couldn't be automated before, to free up internal resources to do more, which in our current economic climate is so important.
yeah, I love that. It would be really valuable for you to share. Let's say somebody wants to DIY their training, or take advantage of AI Force or the collaborative course with Supermoms and AI Force. But how did you design the course? What do you feel like and you've had a chance now to refine it and get a lot of feedback. How would you recommend someone go about learning, especially making it applicable to Salesforce? So maybe you could walk through the course with us of what you were thinking, how you designed it, the feedback. And, of course, we welcome and would love to have anyone join. But even if they wanted to sort of take those elements and DIY, that works too. We just want to get people excited and trained.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. I love that. Okay, so let's talk through what you need to learn, and it all starts with understanding AI, like, and especially generative AI, and how this AI fits within the ecosystem of AI that everyone's talking about today. So really the fundamentals. And if you're going the DIY route, you can absolutely take Trailhead for that. They've got some great early fundamentals to AI there. There's also safety and security and trust. There's a lot of great topics on Trailhead for the fundamentals of AI. In AI Force training, we talk through the fundamentals of the AI specific to the tools that you're going to be using, teaching you ChatGPT specific for Salesforce. One of the things that you'll want to do on your DIY route or on any route to learning how to use AI is actual application. So in the AI Force training program with Supermoms, we actually have specific business scenarios that you walk through that you use AI to solve for the solutions and deploy those solutions in an actual org. So that gets you that muscle memory. So if you are going, say, the Trailhead route and you're just learning over there, you're going to have to kind of like use a tool like ChatGPT and start trying to do solutions on your own. Inside the course as well, we get into prompt engineering. So prompt engineering is a core piece of the platform and a core piece of anybody who's going to be an AI specialist needs to understand prompt engineering. And you can go really to the nth degree with prompt engineering. There are, one of the best ways from a DIY standpoint, best things that you can do is go find really long structured prompts and just start trying to digest those. And as you do, if you do that over and over and over again, even use them and see what the output from AI is, you're going to start learning how AI responds based on certain prompts and how you can prompt AI differently. You'll start to understand the fundamentals of how prompt engineering gives you the results that you need from generative AI. In the platform itself, we go through prompt engineering from a structured approach. We teach all the basics and fundamentals, especially those that are needed to switch over and start using your prompts inside of a flow. And so, again, we use the org on the Salesforce org, and you build out a flow. You build out a flow with AI infused in the flow, and you take the prompts that you created and learned through the prompt engineering modules, and you deploy that inside the flow itself. So, you're just getting that muscle memory. You're really getting your brain cooking on what you can and would be doing inside your own org with AI. And let's see, we talk about all kinds of things inside the course that you can do with ChatGPT and Salesforce. So there's a ton of things that you can execute with ChatGPT and Salesforce itself when you're solutioning as an admin or a developer. One of my favorites is if you are writing code, let's say you're a developer and you're writing code, you can get amazing test scripts out of ChatGPT, which is insane. A little bit of prompt engineering, you can actually get 95% code coverage and deploy way faster using AI. You can get validation rules out of AI. You can get formula fields out of AI. You can get support with the platform overall. Sometimes it's a little bit outdated, but these are the kinds of hurdles that you need to know if you're going to be an artificial intelligence professional, someone who's using these types of tools. And speaking of the tools, we also talk about, and you'll need to learn if you're going the DIY route, what are the tools that are available within the Salesforce ecosystem that you can use in your org today to deploy AI for your organization. So these are some of the fundamental things you have to learn. The AI Associate Cert is what Salesforce has that's available today. Now, if you go through all of the AI trailheads that Salesforce has associated with that cert, then you can take your test and get an AI Associate Cert from Salesforce. At the end of the AI Force Training with Supermoms program, we've got a GPT Specialist Cert. So that's a little bit more broad than the AI Associate Cert, and it's specific to actual use cases using AI with Salesforce. That's what the GPT Specialist Cert is for. And so I encourage everyone to do both. We actually have, and I should probably wrap. I'm rambling here, but inside the
No.
Supermoms, inside the collab we have with Supermoms, we have a 10-week structured approach to getting your AI Associate Cert. So when you end the 10 weeks, you have both, which is, I think, the perfect combo to leverage and be prepared for the next level of AI that's coming from Salesforce this year.
I think it's one of the things that I appreciate about the collaboration. And we were really excited that Mark was open to it because he is genuinely an expert. This is not something that he moved into because Salesforce went this direction. It's been a passion and an expertise for, over a decade. So it's so new. It's really difficult to develop curriculum and to do it in a smart way. And Mark's been just pouring his heart into it even before the pivot happened. It was like the golden timing. I really believe that was incredible timing. But what Supermoms looked at was the on-demand training, which is incredible. And hopefully even the description made you realize that maybe you don't want to DIY it, that it would be a lot easier to take the thousands of hours that went into organizing it and making it really efficient. But we believe that a cohort-based journey where you have, people that you can do this with that have an interest, and it's a really eclectic group that are all saying, okay, this is the future. I'm going to jump in. Having the access to global experts that are supporters of the Supermoms mission. They're really, honestly, it was interesting because our first one was 10 weeks and it was started in November. We're starting our next one next week. But just during that 10 weeks, we had some expert guests that had come in, and they had, an impressive job at the beginning, but within about 5 weeks later, they were now the global head of AI and like these really exciting jobs. So for me, I was like, this is the cutting edge, and just watching what's happening with people's careers that are well positioned, and knowing that, hey, on any level, this is the opportunity it's there. But it was exciting. And to pick their brain for 30 minutes, these people that you just would never get time with. So it's been a lot of fun. Mark, we don't have sound for some reason.
There we go. The reason is because I hit the mute button.
Good reason.
I watched the same thing happen with someone working at a company. They were product manager. AI came along. They learned AI. They leaned in. They got really good at prompt engineering. As the company created an AI strategy and shifted and started using AI inside their products, that person went from product manager to VP of product management. And I only assume that they're going to be the head of AI for that organization in short order. That's what's happening is as you gain experience in these new tools and others aren't, you become prime. If you lean in and you're continuing forward, you're going to become prime candidate for continued career advancement in this certain niche. And there's not going to be a lot of people out there who can take those career advancements. It will be you. And I think that's the golden period that we're in right now. And I just love it.
Yeah, I love it. Well, to kind of wrap up, the one other area that I wanted to make sure to explore a little bit is, as people are sort of leaning in and doing classes and working on projects, some of the ideas of how to actually package that up and make sure that when recruiters are searching for someone that has AI in the mix, or if you're interviewing and somebody's coming to LinkedIn or checking out your resume and they're looking for these skills, knowing that unlike others, there might be 4,000 candidates, right? There's not going to be, but what can you do to really stand out? And one of the things that I would really encourage is, and YouTube is such an amazing place to go to just see some of the tools out there. And one is called Mind Studio. It's by uai.ai. And you can watch an 18-minute training video and go on and build your own application. And it's just amazing what you can do. It uses all sorts of ChatGPT and, a bunch of variety of them. So it's a great place to just tinker, learn, do some of these, YouTube walk-alongs, and then put those in your featured section on LinkedIn. And there aren't many people who are experts, but there's also not a lot of people who are willing to just do that learning, just sit down and figure it out. It's not polished yet, but I think those little things can help you stand out. Do you have any other suggestions on how people can really showcase that this is something they're interested in to attract opportunities?
Well, it's funny. You said exactly what I say is the most important thing. It's to get in and practice. So any of the tools, like the one that you mentioned, going straight to ChatGPT, trying a solution for Salesforce challenges using ChatGPT, finding other tools that are out there. But most importantly, as you go through this process of learning, because you're learning when you do this, is to actually go out and promote yourself as you do it. So talk about what you're doing, talk about what you're trialing out. Put it in your featured section. If you do accomplish something that you think is impressive, post it. And while you might not think it's impressive enough to get noticed, guess what? Others aren't posting that. Like, you're going to stand out. If an employer is getting your application, let's say, and they jump over to your LinkedIn, if they see you're doing something with AI and you're talking about it, and you're actively exploring these tools, well, maybe they don't have someone on their team who's doing this yet. And so now you all of a sudden become a shining star. So definitely get out there, talk about what you're doing, post about it. If you get certifications, AI associate, GPT specialist, put that front and center, update your resume, make sure to use terms that you've learned throughout training as you go, whether it's through Trailhead or through the AI Force and Supermom's training program for AI. Get those key terms on your resume. Prompt engineer is one of the key ones. If you use any specific tools, have those tools listed. And especially if you do any demo orgs or anything where you deploy a solution, have that ready to demo. People love to see the demonstrations. If you've actually executed on something, make sure that you talk about that and make sure you make it visible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say the last thing I want to make sure to touch on is tell us about the upcoming conference. This is
Oh,
a
yes.
great place to come and learn and explore and network like crazy.
Yeah, gptdreamin.com is the upcoming, it's February 19th through the 23rd. We are just now finalizing, we've got everything finalized, but we're just getting the announcements out for everyone who's speaking at this year's event, and it is going to be packed. I mean, we had two sessions a day last year, an hour each, and now we're up to 3 a day, an hour each, and still a long line of people. We had so many great submissions this year, and it's just such a testament to how much AI is accelerating and how many people are getting their hands on it. We've got a lot of representation from consultancies, whether you're just looking to network, if you're job hunting, if you're doing AI and you want to explore it more, we've got everything that you need. GPT Dreamin is going to be slam packed this year. It's going to be amazing. So gptdreamin.com, register there, make sure you attend. What else? Yeah, February the 19th through the 23rd.
Love it.
And just keep an eye out for the sessions. They're coming up soon. You'll start to see some announcements.
Oh, fantastic. I know the last one, people were dropping their LinkedIn links, and because it's a shared interest, so much of building a network or knowing what's going on is starting to tell the LinkedIn algorithm what you're interested in. And in that one event, it'll curate this incredible network and get your feed telling you about all kinds of amazing companies and opportunities and jobs and educational things. So really encourage you to attend. I can't wait. It's coming up quick. It's a lot of work, and it'll be fascinating to just see the difference even between, Dreamforce presentations to now. Normally not a lot's going to happen in 4 or 5 months, but it is moving at lightning speed. So Mark, thank you so much for joining me today. And for all of you, thank you so much for your patience and the little bit of the rocky start, but it's really appreciate it. And I did drop the link to the event, the conference, the link to the AI Force Supermoms collab. You're welcome to book a call if you'd like to talk with one of our success team and learn more about the course and make the decision about what works best for you. We really welcome you. We'd love to have you join us next week.
All right. Great. Thanks so much, everybody.
Yep. Take care. We'll see you in February at the conference.